In this video, you will learn how to work with data operations in Power Automate. Data operations serve a variety of purposes, including string manipulation, working with arrays of data, formatting data, and many more. For example, data may be passed to you in a JSON array. Power Automate cannot interpret this data unless you use the parse JSON function. Once we have parsed a JSON array, we can use the data pulled from that step in subsequent steps. For this video, we are going to be taking a JSON array and we're going to turn it into CSV and HTML tables. To begin, we're going to start by creating a new flow. For this flow, I'm going to choose an instant flow and I'm going to name it data operations. I'm going to choose to manually trigger the flow and we'll create it. Now we're going to select new step. We're going to search for compose. Compose allows us to carry information from one step to the next, similar to a variable. So in this case, our inputs are going to be a JSON array, as you can see here. The first column in this JSON array is going to be called first, then there's last, and there's department. So we're going to copy and paste this over. And again, we're going to select new step. And we're going to search for parse JSON. For the content, we're going to select the output from the previous step. And for the schema, we're actually going to insert the array that we had previously. This is just going to tell Power Automate what it's going to be looking for when it interprets this JSON array. Now we're going to select save. We're going to select test, manually, test, and run flow. And as you can see, the test was successful. Now we're going to go back to edit. We're going to select new step and we're going to search for select. We're going to select the select action. In the from line, we're going to just pass the body from parse JSON. The mapping allows us to name the columns what we want them to be moving forward. So for the first one, I'm going to name it first name, and I'm going to pass it the first column from the parse JSON. This next one, I'm going to name family name, and I'm going to pass it the last column from the parse JSON. And then I'm going to create a new column here. This new column is going to be called full name. And what we're going to do is we're going to pass it both the first and the last name from the parse JSON. And this will allow us to concatenate the two of those, or to combine them. And finally, we're going to pass the department column over in the same way. Now to make sure everything's working properly, we're going to save and we're going to test. Now, as you can see, the test was successful, and let's check. There it is. There's the full name column with the first and last name combined. Now we're going to go back to edit, new step, and we're going to search for filter array. We're going to select filter array. In the from line, we're going to choose the output from the previous step. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't give us the dynamic values of the first name or last name, so we're going to just put our own expression here of item, open, close parentheses, open, close square bracket, and we're going to put department in single quotations here. And so we're going to be filtering by the department, and we're going to be making sure it's equal to sales. So we're only going to get items in which the department is equal to sales. Now we'll quickly save and test. As you can see, the test is successful and we only have results where department equals sales. So we're going to edit, we're going to select new step, and we're going to search for create a CSV table. We're going to select create CSV table. In the from line, we're going to choose the body from the filter array, and we're going to save and test. As you can see, the test was successful and we have a CSV table. If you'd rather an HTML table, you can also do that using data operations by just searching create HTML table and giving it the same values you gave the CSV table, which is the body from the filter array. And you're left with a nicely formatted HTML table. Finally, you can save these tables as Excel or CSV files. In this case, we'll be saving to OneDrive by selecting Create File in OneDrive. We'll be selecting the file folder path, the file name, and we're going to give it the CSV table as our file content. And as you can see, we have successfully created a file named sales.csv in our OneDrive. Now you know how to work with some of the data operations in Power Automate. They are very powerful tools that allow you to take different pieces of data and allow them to work together better. Data operations are very flexible, and they are not limited to how we use them today. I'd encourage you to explore all of the data operations we covered today in greater depth.